live, we're live on the internet. Live on the internet, live on the internet, live. Here's a bit. Let's wait and see who turns up, huh? This is fun. Anybody up there? Hannah Isabel Muir is watching. Welcome to the party, punk. Thank you to all one of you who have turned up so far. It's nice to see you. Hi, Monica. Right, just going to wait for more people to turn up. Give it a couple of minutes or so for everyone to log in. Hi, Hannah. And we'll get going. The first of our INKapacitated Sessions. And I wrote it backwards this time because I'm clever. I am clever. Okay. Welcome everyone. Come on down. Come on. Welcome. Join me in my office, which isn't my toilet today. It's my utility room. I have a utility room, I know. Hi, Jill. So as you can see, in my new workshop, there's washing hanging up. There's coats and jackets hanging up. There's shoes. I don't know what you're looking forward to, Val. This is ramshackle, man. And this is where Johnny sleeps. So he's currently had half a bottle of wild turkey for his breakfast after getting up at 1 o'clock. And he's just having a wee snooze. So I don't think we'll bother him. I don't think he'll wake up. I think he'll be absolutely fine, to be honest with you. You alright there, Johnny? I think he's alright. He might make an appearance later on. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Molly. 33 people here, so 35. Wow, that's 35 more than I thought it would turn up. Same pattern as last night, lads. Just recycle pattern all the time. Right. Okie dokie. So this is INKapacitated Sessions. So it's a clever like play on words. Of vanilla ink. I'm being incapacitated because of the virus. It's dead funny, isn't it? I don't get much credit for my humour. So, what we're going to do with these sessions is once a week, we'll go live. And I think we're going to alternate between wax carving and saw piercing. Because basically that's the only two things I can do here. Because, as I said, it's a temporary workshop. There's a sink there. And my feet are pretty much out where the cat litter tray usually sits. So I've just got my feet in shit, basically. So there's not much we can do, but we're going to do the best we can. And it's all about being resilient, as well as you guys kind of hanging about, joining in, and just having a little bit of relaxing fun. Look at the bags under my eyes. See what stress does to you? Honest to God, man. So, I thought we would kick it off gently with a little bit of wax carving. And this is the first task that we do in our introduction to wax carving class. No, I'm not getting the cats in. The cats are staying out. So, what we're going to do is just carve a plain, flat wedding band. Now, if you are an experienced jeweller, and you've not worked in wax before, this sounds like a simple task, but it's not, because what we're using is much fiercer tools, much fiercer files than what we normally use, and much softer material, obviously. So the ratio of power that you use to file is much more delicate. And I can guarantee you that every single time that we do this task in Introduction to Wax Carving, nobody gets it right. Nobody gets it consistent. So what we do is we give them a finger size, we give them a width, and give them a depth. And that's what we're going to do today. Now, hopefully within the whatever time we're here for, don't know, hi Jen, what we're going to do is carve one, and then we'll carve another. And we'll see, usually what happens in the task that we do in the Introduction to Wax Carving is you see progress, hopefully. So it's all about learning. So let's run through the tools that we'll need. Okay. Right. Saw. This is kind of important. There's some things that if you don't have, we'll get by. If you don't have a saw, you might be onto plums, because you can't chop up bits of wax. All right. So this is my saw. Can you see the big angry teeth on that saw blade? Right. Now, this is in comparison to this one, which doesn't even register here. That's a normal 2-0 saw blade, okay? So if you look in comparison to that and that, night and day, day and night. This one is an adapted, what do you call that? Hacksaw blade, okay? I bought them and they were much longer, and what I did was snap them and made them the length of a standard saw blade. So it fits in nicely. Now, they're angry teeth, so if you're stupid like me, you might lose a digit. So please be careful with these. I haven't lost a digit. Look. Master of magic spells and illusions. Right. It was just a trick, guys. It was a trick. So this is an adapted saw blade, and this is really good for chopping straight off. So this is what we're needing. Can you see the gauge in that? Aye. Can you see the gauge in that? Okay. So this is the plain wax tube, which is a consistent size all the way around. All right. If you don't have this one, don't worry. You can still chop and file and saw it and get it into shape. Okay, this is just the one that we're using for a plain wedding band. All right. Hello. This saw blade is really good just for cutting straight off and cutting nice slices off this. All right. The other saw blade that we're going to use, some of you, most of you, will have this one. See that twisty one? Okay. Now, personally, I think these are crap because the teeth go everywhere, and I think saw blades should point the way they're going. The teeth should go where they're going, but this is what we've got. Okay, this one, not quite as angry as that. See, but this was, I know this is a wood saw blade, and we used to get these at B&Q in packs of 12, and now you can't get them for love nor money, and this is the last one ever on earth, so I protect it like I would protect a child or my dog. Probably my dog. I don't like my kids at the moment. So we're going to need a saw frame, saw blades, okay? This bastard file, alright? And then what I use for wax carving is my old ring file as well. So this is just basically my old zero cut everyday ring file that I use. Once this becomes too blunt for your metalwork, it is then perfect for wax carving. So it doesn't serve its primary function for metal because the teeth are gone a bit, but it's still really good because it's not quite as angry as this one. And then we can use needle files as well, which are 2 cuts. So again, once your needle files become too worn for metal, don't throw them out, don't put them in the bin. They become then your wax files. And just as an added bonus content, I tend to change this about every 6 months. But you know when your file is getting too blunt, all right? Now, you need these as well. If you don't have a set of dividers, don't worry. I forgot to get Kate a set of dividers, so she's already yelled at me. So, sorry. If you don't have dividers, don't worry. You're just going to have to scribe on the line and guess what size it is. So in that respect, you need a set of digital calipers, or indeed a steel rule, or indeed a plastic rule, or any kind of measuring device. All right. What else have we got here? You'll need a ring stick, obviously, because we're going to make a ring to a certain size. Now, if you don't have a ring stick, then you obviously can't make it to a certain size, but you should still have calipers and we can get it to certain dimensions. Don't worry if you don't have everything, okay? Nobody will know, because it's only me that's on camera, right? Also, we're all just hanging out having fun, man. It's just a big group chill out session, all right? Do you have a wax corer? I know I do, okay? So this is to help you get the finger size right as well. Okay. So, here's what we're going to make. We're going to make a plain flat wedding band, right? Because it's dead simple, man, right? It's dead simple. And we're going to make it size M for Mike and Ma and mangoes, right? It's going to be 5 millimeters wide. 5. Count them, lads. And we're going to make it 2 millimeters deep, okay? Usually I try to make it 1.7, 1.8, but we're going to do it simple, right? Size M. For manipulation. 5 mil wide, 2 mil deep, all right? Doesn't get easier than that. So let's start. Okay. So, got my wax tube. Got my digital calipers. I'm going to 0 them. And then I just dropped them. So I'm going to 0 them again. That's better. I'm going to take my dividers and I'm going to mark out 5 millimeters. Okay. Set my dividers to 5 mil. And then I'm going to scribe along here what 5 millimeters. 5 millimeters. Million voices. Right, so I'm going to start and scribe along here. Now this is a brand new bit of tube. If you don't have a brand new bit of tube, make sure you ever see when people make like a recorder out of a carrot? I might make a recorder out of this later, put it in a daily content. Play 3 blind mice to you or something. So make sure that the edge to the outside is straight first, because some people cut like absolute morons, me included. And then that means that your whole thing will be squint. So make sure it's straight first. All right, right, glasses on, because I'm an old decrepit man. Ah, this bench is weird. Where's my? I don't have a cutout. I can't do this. I also can't see out my glasses. Nah, still can't see. Right, so I'm going to mark 5 mil. You see what I'm doing? So if you don't have dividers, sorry Kate, you're just going to have to guess what 5 mil is. Or use your calipers. Kate, if you got a set of calipers, you just set them to 5 mil. You use them, alright? Right, okay. So I've... Oh, there you go. You see now? Hold on. I'm going to use my secondary light here. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. So I've just scribed a line on there, okay? Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Hello, everybody saying hello. Hello. How are you doing? Oh, that's a bit better. But there's a celestial light coming from here because I am godlike. So let's take, remember, we're chopping it off, so we're going to use that big one. You use whatever saw blade you have, okay? Watch your fingers. You don't want to be doing a nasty cut. The NHS is already stressed enough without you being a FUD, okay? I haven't made anything for ages. I can't remember how to do it. This is going to be rubbish. So I'm just going to cut to the outside of the line. Always assume that you're rubbish. Always assume you're an idiot. Always assume you're going to do things wrong, and then that way there's always these measures in place, right? So, and remember not just to sit it one way and cut all the way through, because if you're like me, your saw tends to wander. You've got that line there. Couple of cuts, roll it round. Couple of cuts, roll it round. So you're putting a pilot line. So do you know, like when you're drilling, you put a pilot hole? When you're sawing, you put a pilot guideline, and that means that you hopefully cut straight. Random fact, if you don't know, Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden is a qualified airline pilot. Scott's random facts. So, I just went round and round and round and round, and now I've cut it. Okay? Hashtag don't be a FUD is probably the best one. Thanks for Scotsplaining. What did I Scotsplain? How am I commenting on my own video, Vanilla Ink? Log out. This is my show. Yes, Monica. Correct. So I am at 5.75, 5.8, so I have grossly exaggerated the width that it's going to be. I don't care, because I can file it in a little bit. I mean, as long as it's no 7mm, right? 8mm higher, but it's 5.8, so we're in the right zone, man, right? So what I like to do is, because I am what? I am a stickler for the routine and rules, which is why I'm all over the place at the moment, is that I like to get the finger size first, and then get the width down, and then get the dimensions. So, give everyone a wee minute just to catch up. Are you all ready to go? Tell me, comment, let me know how you're getting on. You can use this as well to ask questions about the process. You know, there's the comment section there, so please go ahead and do it. No, that's me typing back to you. So yeah, the comments are coming up on mine. I'm assuming they come up on yours as well. So if you want to ask anything, go for it, and I'll let you know. But if we're all ready to move on, then let me know. I'm waiting for my director to tell me to move on, but as yet, maybe she's cut her finger off, I don't know. So, ready? Good. Scarlett's ready to go. Val's ready to go. Alexis is not ready to go. Like Republica, like Saffron from Republica, she was ready to go. I can't. Sorry, Melanie, you can join in next week. Christina, you failed already. Did I teach you nothing? Clearly. That's fine. Everybody can take your time to catch up. That's not a problem. We weren't doing kits for this, but Central School of Scotland, Central Scotland School of Jewellery was doing kits, so you should look at them. Hi, everyone. You missed a bit about the saw blade and where to get them. Wax saw blades are available from your local friendly jewellery supplier. The one that I used, this one, again, just to reiterate, was an adapted hacksaw blade. All right. So don't worry about that. This hopefully will be online later. Yes. Definitely is. Yes, Bex, I get that. My kids are banned from coming in here. Oh my God, my Master Yoda is watching. Oh no. So the guy who taught me everything I know is now watching this video. Say hi to Richard, everyone. Hi, Richard. He's coming on here to silently judge me. I'm sure he'll say some amusing things. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this. So I've got to say thank you to Richard. He's the one that got me this job. Cheers, Richard. This is full of vodka, lads. Cheers. I lied. It's not really. It's whiskey. Okie dokie. I've given you enough. Use your husband's bandsaw. Nice. That's a good one. Good tip. So let's get it to the right size. Hi, Shona. So usually the wax sits about size I. What size were we want to get it, lads? Because of the response time, I'm just going to tell you. See, Richard's on here with the quality patter straight away. It was that quality patter that made me leave and go and work elsewhere in the first place. M. Yes, Bex, you are correct. So, let's get it to size M. And there's a couple of ways of doing that. Anne-Marie, you are correct as well. Anne-Marie, not Anne-Marie. So we can use our wax corer. So I'll show you how to use a wax corer. If you don't have a wax corer, we can just file it out, okay? So these have, if you haven't seen one of these before, see that deadly sliver of metal there, which if you run your finger up it, it'll slice it off. Don't do that. We're putting enough strain on the NHS. So this is difficult to show. So it's basically holding it gently and turning and turning and turning. So I'm wondering so can you see that tiny little flake that comes off there? That's exactly what we want this to do. If you push and pull too hard, it basically just digs in. And we see a lot of people doing that when they come onto carves classes. Now, it's not their fault because they've never done this before. But the temptation when you do this first is to horse right into it. It's a delicate, delicate touch. And basically, what comes off is little tiny flecks like that. Wee flakes. Flecks! I got a flake in that, love. I know, a flake. Like an ice cream with a flake. So that's what we're looking for. And if we do this enough, now remember, lads, this is tapered. So what you do to one side, you do to the other. Well, Richard, you would know where I was if you were here at the start. So thanks for your continued support throughout my career. I'm in my utility. So for those of you who are late to the party, hello. Secondly, I'm in my utility room. And I am also still in the closet. My feet are at the cat litter tray, Richard, and I have the tumble dryer next to me. Listen. See? There's the tumble dryer on. Tumble dryer off. But we don't need the tumble dryer today because it's a lovely washing day. Oh, it's a day for getting your clothes out. It's windy. It's a nice breeze. It's a good temperature. Get your washing out. Go on. No. Get a washing on, then get it out. So I've been distracted again, which is really common. So after doing that for a wee bit, it's up to size K1/2, which is not enough. The other way of doing this, so if you were going much further up, you can only do this. It's raining in Inverness, Melanie. Oh man, it's beautiful down here. So if you're doing this too much, the way you're holding it, it should be straight, but it starts to kink one way or the other, so you get that part straight, but the ring might be like that, okay? So you don't want to do this too much. The other way of doing it is if see, Richard, you weren't there yesterday because my actual office where we did our live Instagram Q&A from is in my toilet. Really? Sake, man. So you can saw it out, so you can mark on the size. So the best way to do that, so for example, right, just for example, we were doing it to size W, like a VW. So a size W is 21 millimeters across. So you would then straddle the hole, and then mark on either side. So like that. So straddle your hole, make 2 wee marks, and then get your dividers to these marks, and then run it all the way around, and then you will have a perfect line of what size W should be. So then you can get your saw in there and saw it out. Okay, it's a much quicker way of doing it. Other way of doing it, so if you don't have the wax corer, this one is often too big for the hole. So what you have to do is get your other one. I don't like not having it cut out. Straddle your hole, that's indeed. So basically just file it out as you normally would if it was a metal ring. When I do this, I think I'm Bernard from Westworld. Gonna have me the money. Always, always, always check what you're doing. So that's up half a size. I'm just going to pause here because Juliet Thomas makes a good point. Hold on, I need to see more here. It was just a question mark, right? Okay. So the differences between the waxes, the colour of waxes. Blue is a soft wax. It's got more flex to it than the green wax. I'm not sure about the turquoise. I ordered some gold wax from Walsh, which is apparently really, really hard. So they all have their benefits. So for example, if you were doing something that got to the stage where it was quite delicate, you would use the blue wax, and that's because it's got that little bit of flex in it. I've made pieces in the past that were out of green wax and they had lots of holes drilled out of them, for example, or they came to a narrow point, and they snap a lot easier because there's not as much flex in the wax. Now, I'm not sure about the turquoise. There's a good website, so I'm not sure who the company is now, but obviously the company that we got the wax from was Ferris, right? Some other company took over them. Can't remember who they are, but if you Google Ferris file of wax, right, there's a page on their website and it tells you what each wax, the softness gauge, so like the Mohs scale of hardness, they've got their own wax scale of hardness, and it tells you what one each one is ideal for, which is really good. So after this, because don't do that now, because it's important that you watch me, because my ego needs fed, or else I'll just die and wither away, and you don't want it. So if you go to that website, it will tell you, and that's because I didn't know that you could get gold wax. So I got the gold wax. I don't have it here. I have it in my beautiful workshop. I miss so much. I want to be there. I want to be there. So the site is Matte Wax. Maybe go and have a look for it. All right. How are we all doing out there? Are we on size yet? Let me know. Right, Emma. Good question about shrinkage. Shrinkage back in the day used to be a lot more than it is now. Casting techniques are much, much better. Much, much better now. So it's not as bad as it was. I don't tend to make it much difference. If I'm making a ring that's size M, I'll pretty much make it size M in the wax. And that's because it might come out a tiny little bit smaller, and it's always better to be a little bit smaller because you can tap it up or file it out. If it's a little bit bigger, then it's going to be too big, obviously, so it's easier to size it up than it is size down. So don't make it larger than you need. I would make it pretty much kind of on there, on size. Lorna, yeah, some springing a bit harder. It's even harder than green wax, the gold wax. It's much harder. Thank you, lads, who have went and done the homework for me. freemanwax.com, and that'll tell you all about that. So it's really good information to go and find out what's happening here. To find out it tells you about the properties, what it's for. So there's some ones that there's purple wax, which is in between the green and the blue, and then the gold wax the other side of the green again. All of them will serve the purposes for what you're wanting to carve, but that's not to say that you can't do it. So if you only had a bit of blue wax but you wanted to do something that was faceted, which the gold or the green wax would suit, don't worry about it, you're still going to get there. Okay. Scarlett, do you find a difference in size to the wax carver, ring stick and ring mandrel? Don't ever go by the sizes on these. I think we pulled them off. They are wrong. They are always wrong. They are not right. They are the wrongest thing in wrong land. Don't go by the sizes here. Trust your instincts. Trust your ring stick. All right. We all ready to move to the next level? I know I'm not. Yes, I am. Size M for Megatron. Okay. So we are there and we're ready to go. So we've got, oh look, my glasses make a dent in my head. I've never actually noticed that before. Oh God, I wonder that sometimes I've went to the toilet and looked in the mirror and I've got dents in my head and I didn't know what it was from my glasses. I was 42 years old when I found that out. Cool. Okay. So, let's start filing the sides. Some of you are saying you're ready, so let's just get on with it. Alright? So we're treating this like metal. We're just going to file it down until it gets to the side. But as I said at the start, these are much angrier files. They get much stronger teeth, and it's much softer material. So it's a much more delicate and dexterous touch that you need. So just with a couple of quick files either side, I've already taken 0.4 off. Okay, so it doesn't take much. Now, what I don't want to do is get the sides down to 5mm and then start working on the top, because it's going to sake 5mm. Just to remind you guys, it is to be size M, 5mm wide, 2mm deep. All right. And for those of you who've already said that you're under 5mm, make it to 4.5. Choose another one. All right, choose another width. And try and make it definite, because if you were rubbish at sawing, which I know I am, then just choose it. So if you're already under 5, make it 4.5. All right, you've failed basically. So what was I saying? Yeah, I don't want to take it all the way down to 5mm. You're not the only one, Mrs. Vanilla Ink. So don't take it all the way down, because then you're going to sit it on your bench peg to file the top, the depth down. So exactly 4.756, Richard, because then you're going to bruise the sides of it, etc. And as much we can blob wax back on, just do it a little bit, and then by that time you shouldn't be doing too much to either side. So what we're going to do now is set our dividers to 2mm. Again, if you don't have dividers, you can use your calipers. If you don't have either, you're on to plumb. And I'm going to scribe from the inside 2mm. And I'm going to do that both sides of the ring. How do you make sure you're not squint? You file straight. It's not a smart arse answer, it's the only answer. There's no real magic trick to that. Just make sure you constantly turn the ring. So if you do have a bias when you are filing, if you just keep the ring in the one position, you're obviously going to file to that bias. So keep turning the ring as you file. Turn, 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 file, turn, file, turn, file. All right, and that's the only thing I can think of. These are my dividers, if I have, you know. So I'm just about to finish scribing here, and then I'm not entirely too sure if we're able to see. No, can you see the mark? Oh, it's just a little bit there. This is very difficult to try and angle on. You can just kind of see it there, can you? Just a no more. The 2mm line from the inside. So that's our guideline now. Okay? That there is our guideline. And we're going to saw, first of all. So if you don't have a saw, you could just file that down, but you're going to be there forever, man. So what we're going to do is just saw that. And I'm going to change my blade because this is too angry to do it. A little bit like I've been for the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to change to my trusty wood one. If you don't have one of these, not everybody does have a wood saw blade kicking about, just use your wax saw blade. If you don't have a wax saw blade, just use the widest saw blade that you have. Remember though to not go too fast. If you go too fast with your saw, it'll get all congealed. But slow and steady with the saw produces really good results. So I'm going to saw first, right? And now I'm going to show you, and to prove I'm not a diva, I'm going to let you know and show you how shite I am at sawing, okay? Because I saw an angle and I can't change it. It's been 25 years and that's just it, all right? But as I said, I'm not a diva. I'm going to show you how rubbish I am. So I'm just sawing to the outside of that line that I scribed, okay? And slow and steady wins the race. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves while I do this. If you go too fast, you'll create friction. Friction creates heat. Heat melts wax. Just take your bloody time. It's like running out of petrol and thinking you need to get to the petrol station so you go faster. No, because that will use up more petrol. Managed to do this without cutting my fingers. Okay, so there's the outer bit that I've just cut off. Cheerio. And I've cut that down, so it's much smaller now. But look how rubbish I am at sawing. Look how squint I am. So bad. And what we'll do now is what we'll do now is we'll file that to the line. So the line is still there. So now if we take the flat part of our big file, we can just get that down to size. Try to get used to this bench peg. It's not my bench peg. So we're getting there. We're getting closer to it, and it's much straighter now. May the force be with you too, Master Yoda. So I like to let this big one do the heavy lifting. So most of the filing. Get out of the way. File, file, file. And then the reason I've got this one is to do the kind of refining bit of it. Its teeth are less angry. There's less chance of you making an error. So for the final refinement, when I want to get it down to 5mm and 2mm, this is what I'll use, okay? As you go along though, constantly check with your calipers what you're doing, okay? Never assume anything, and especially if there's anything I've learned in my career is that I am rubbish and I constantly make errors. So always double check what's happening. So this is still 5.4, which is great. Depth wise, I'm sitting at 2.3 quite consistently all the way around. Again, that's good. So I've done as much as I want with this big file. What I'm going to do now is go on to this one. That's the most middle class comment in the world, Sarah Fleming. I was teaching my son the phone. My son likes archery and fencing and golf, so he's possibly the most middle class person in the history of ever. So, but to answer your question, yes, you're going to be able to watch this on catch up via our page, and hopefully we'll try and get it up on YouTube as well. All right. So now I'm going to go to this file, which is a smaller one. I'm going to refine side and top. We're still constantly checking. Getting better. And obviously with the teeth being not quite as fierce as these ones, this takes a wee bit more effort. How are we all doing out there? What stage are we at? Let me know. Let me know how things are going. If you've got any questions, let me know. Mind I can't see you, you know? I don't know what you're up to. Oops. What am I doing at this bit? I'm just filing it, Molly. I'm refining it down to size. I find that filing the top part is the most not dangerous, but it's the part where most things can go wrong. It's the most likely part where you're going to slip, because when you're holding it on your bench peg like that, you can slip, and that's when you can put giant grooves in it. But as we know, we can sort that, and we'll look at that in later weeks, or possibly in Connect, about building things up, etc. So again, it's slow and steady. There's no need to fly through this. You're getting to the stage where you're just refining bit by bit by bit. Yes, it's going to go on the Facebook page. Getting inspiration, Alison. You came to the wrong place for that. Oh, I wish I had my own bench peg. I miss it so. I miss it so. This is all about, and I know I keep going on about it, I keep saying that this is a delicate touch, but it really, really is. So, Connect asks Vanilla Ink, bizarrely. Connect, ladies and gentlemen, is the third in our thrilling installments, our thrilling trilogy of online content. So, I'll take a wee break and let everyone catch up. You may be ahead of me. Why aren't you doing this? If you didn't know, we went live on Instagram last night, and that was our first session of onlineness. So we do this weekly at 8:30 on Instagram Live. It's a weekly Q&A called Big Answers with Scott, or if you want to shorten that down, Boz. So every week I'll get my boss out and we'll discuss a different subject. So the kind of concept is the same as this, where we're doing a different thing each week. For the Q&A, the live Q&A is a topic of our choosing. You can suggest the topics as well. Last night we did basic bench setup and we had a good hour's discussion on it. A lot of people sent their questions in advance, which we would encourage, and a lot of people asked questions on the night as well. So it was good. It was a wee bit weird talking to a screen for an hour again. So obviously you are here for Incapacitated Sessions. And the third thing is Project Connect. Now, this is a completely different concept, because it's not a live thing like the other two. It will be a video that will go out every Thursday night at 7 p.m. I'll have pre-recorded it, and it is a weekly project. So the best way I can think of it to describe it is, imagine that I give you a design brief and you were pitching for the job, okay? But it's all make-believe and it's all pretend, and it's all about participation and creating community, of which we are big on at Vanilla Ink. So, I will give you a design brief, and then we'll discuss the design brief. So it's like an imaginary client. So we'll talk about the imaginary client and what they have asked for. and then I'll take you through my initial sketches, my final design, and then a video of kind of step by step of me making my design, and how I did it. Now, the majority of it is pretty much going to be wax carving, because that's all we can really do here. So it is what it is, I suppose. I might look at getting other things if there's any suppliers still open. I might order some stuff in, but at the moment it will probably primarily be wax carving. So we'll get a design brief, I'll show you mine, and then I'll encourage you to show me yours. And what I want you to do, and it won't work unless you guys get involved and participate in it, what I want you to do is to send yours in, the picture, not your actual physical thing, but pictures of yours, pictures of your designs, maybe the progression shots, and then a final shot of what you've made of the kind of finished pieces, and encourage you to say where you struggled, or you know, what's your inspiration for it, how you came to that decision, how your process about how you got to that design, anything you struggled with during the carving of it, the manufacture of it, or any hints and tips that you might want. As I said, it won't work without your participation. So the next week, so the first week will be just me talking to you, my process, and then saying, right, on you go, lads. The next week's Connect will be a video that I've put together again, but I'll pick some of you guys, ones that you've sent in, and your pros and cons to that, and we'll discuss that, and then we'll give you the next week's design brief. That is a good show. If it will be 1 week or two. Connect might be fluid, so Kate said that it might be a weekly project or a 2 week project. If you could let us know what you would think, now that you know the actual brief to this and what it is, do you think that a week is long enough? So, for example, I think the first one's going to be like a faceted pendant, and that's all the kind of, we'll discuss more in a brief, but would you be comfortable making a faceted pendant within a week and then take the photographs and send it in? So if you kind of, we need your participation here, we need your input as well, which would be really good. What does that say? I've been 25 years since you did any wax carving. It'd be great to try it again. Oh, that's fine, we can talk about these things. Okay. Where are we all at, guys? Are we on size? Are we on width? Are we on depth? I'm nearly there. I'm actually really quite excited about Connect, because I love when, for example, we take the carve classes and everyone gets a blank canvas, and everyone makes something completely different, and I love that, and I want to see where it will roll. I want to see where it goes. Most people say in 1 week. That's brilliant. I think that would work best, but it depends. We might, as we go along, God knows how long this is going to go on for, or when we can't get into our workshops. We might do super duper techniques and really challenge you, and it might be a couple of things, so we'll see. No, when I said a faceted pendant, Sarah Fleming, I meant like angular, not stone set one. We'll progress to stone set. So the likes of this, where we're starting off with something nice and gentle, and we'll progress to more advanced techniques. We may well do a faceted kind of pendant or a big thing here. On INKapacitated as well, there might be a bleed over, there might be mix and match, and it's the same with Connect as well. What we might well do is progress, you know, start off something simple, and then we'll just, as we're working together, and we're where we are, and the whole point is Connect, okay, it is to be in touch with one another, but it also Connect stands for coronavirus, oh no, now experience creative techniques. Do you see what we did there? I mean, these things aren't just thrown together. I know they may look it, but you know what I mean? Kate work hard on that. Don't we, man? Right. So most people are saying weekly, which is fine. Some people saying that they might need a wee bit more. It's not a problem, but you make a good point, Christine Gray. You're happy to watch everyone else's progress. That's the whole point of it. We're nobody's here to judge anyone. Nobody's here to say your skill level's terrible. Nobody's here to say, oh, you're much better than me. I'm afraid to do that. It's just about feeling as one. If you were one community, as a jewellery community, we want to stick together in this. Vanilla Ink are all about creating this kind of family feel, so that's what we want to do with this, and in particular Connect. It really does rely on your interaction. Now I'm loving doing this with the Q&A last night, and seeing everyone's comments coming in is absolutely fantastic. I really like it. So it'd be nice for Connect as well, being a completely different format for me, because it's not that direct connection that we've got. I'll rely on your participation, and as I said, if nobody does it, then it's not going to work. But don't be afraid. Nobody's here to judge you. I make errors all the time. I'm not particularly good at some things, so don't be afraid. And I'm excited to see how many people are going to take part and Connect. So it's really cool. That's the one I'm kind of excited about. Can you tell? First time using a wax saw blade, Alexis. Yeah, they're shite, aren't they? They are really, 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 really bad. Told you. Right, I'm getting there. Yep, they're awful. They're awful, lads. Clearly designed by a man. Only a man would design something that shit. But it looks really sexy. No, it's shit. But look at the curves. Yes, but it's impractical. Dude, high five. Men are idiots. It is not supposed to be courtship. File control, Miss Pickering, file control. I can hear a Jessie dog at the door trying to get in. It's either that or it's one of the cats. Someone's knocking at my door. Right, we're just about up for the hour, so I am at 5.1 and 2.1. So, to be honest, I'm happy with that. Alright, 5.1, 2.1, and I'm deadly on size M. What's yours? Let me know. Muriel says she's putting hers in the bin. Any tips on keeping your carve even while making a comfort fit? I always make it flat first and then file it. And remember that when you make it a court shape, or comfort fit as the high street call it, that it'll open it up a little bit. So if you're going to make it size M, make it to size, what's the letter before M in the alphabet? L. Make it L a half and then court shape it, and then that'll open it up and it should make it size M. But I will make it, so if I was making a court shape, I would make it this. Okay, look at that, crisp and flat, lads. A bit like my abs. I would make it flat, and then basically, just as Kate has already made hers, because she's been rolling her file about accidentally, you just roll it about, and then same on the inside, you would take the inner edges off. But tell me what size you're on. That's not bad going, Kate. That's quite accurate. Oh, Muriel, so you were talking about the saw blade, not your ring. All right, excellent. Molly, that's okay. That's good going. That would be filed down. So for those who don't know, those who are just watching and participating and aren't jewelers, a court-shaped ring, or as the high street call it, a comfort foot, is one that is slightly softened on the outside and slightly softened on the inside as well. So it's kind of soft curve, soft curve. And it's probably the most common one for gents' wedding bands to make, because they just turn up and go, I don't wear jewellery, I just want a ring. And we tend to offer them a court shape, which is soft on the outside, soft on the inside, but not the same kind of curve as a D section. A D section looks like that because it's a D on its side. Supermodels are mad D. Like that. So it's not quite as curved as that. It's a soft, gentle curve. Okay. What we at? Tell me how well you did. Come on, lads. Be brave. So Kate made 3. You're a machine. Oh, Jen, that's close. That's good. It came out 4mm, Rebecca Burt. Jeez. So, the thing you've got to do now, 4.1 Scarlett. Jeez, oh. Ashley, Emma Half, 4.9, 1.9 to 2.05. That's good. These are good. It's not as easy as you think, is it? And for those of us, I mean, some of you guys are seasoned wax carvers as well. It's not easy to do it. Megan's close now. So Kate's made a good point there about using a wet and dry sponge. So that's even more delicate than the files, a needle file or a wet and dry sponge. It just takes it down bit by bit. That's your sizes all the way around. Excellent stuff. Right. So a lot of people ask me, oh, what do you do to finish the ring? Right. A good craftsperson never blames a tool, Alexis. Don't blame the saw. Now, here's what I would say. See, once this comes back from casting, I'm going to file it up anyway, so it's going to get file marks on it. So I don't bother my arse doing anything else than that. But to be honest, even with this saw blade, that's not a saw blade. Even with this file, I've got it pretty smooth as it is. Look at that shine. It's like the shine off my forehead. Okay. Did it on purpose. Lie, Scarlett. I would maybe, if I was showing a client, I would maybe just get a little 2-cut needle file on there. A good tip is if you've got an old pair of tights to wrap it over your finger and give it a rub, and that gives a nice soft sheen to it as well. So the only time I would take it down to less of a file than I've got at the moment is as if I'm going to show it to a client for a commission sign off. Because if it's full of file marks, then they wouldn't like it. Sarah, would I run a flame over it? I've seen other people saying that they put lighter fluid on it. I don't think it's necessary, honestly. If I was to run a flame over it, I would do that so you can give it that molten look. But I certainly wouldn't run a flame over it, because you're running the risk of undoing all your hard work of getting it nice and crisp and flat. All right, so I wouldn't be doing that. Scalpelling is a good idea, Don Howard. You can get it nice and flat through that as well. A lot of people's calipers are dying. What the hell's going on there, man? There, man. Lost ability. The topic, Steph Summers, of next week's boys will be released at some point. Don't worry, we'll need to figure it out. Janet did 4.5mm, 3mm. Well done, guys. So, once this video is over, we're going to then share it on our Vanilla Ink page. Okay, so it gives you the option to share it straight away. Do me a favour, take a picture of yours and then post it in the thread. I'll post a picture of mine, and then you can have a look. And please do that. Please participate. It's not about judging. Who cares if you didn't get it right? It's all about bonding, all about doing this together and making us feel a little bit more normal than the corona clusterfuck that we're actually currently in. I can't believe Johnny hasn't moved throughout this whole video. That's what half a bottle of wild turkey does for you. Alright. Okay. That was first week's Incapacitated. Well done. That was good fun. what even is the time? It's just over an hour, isn't it? So we've been live for just over an hour. We'll try and do that each week, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. It might take a wee bit more as we get more advanced with our techniques. I think we can go live for maximum 90 minutes, so we'll eventually get there. So we'll be back doing this next week. As I said, this is going to get posted immediately on our Facebook page. Please post a picture of your ring, and then I will see you tomorrow. Well, I'll probably do the daily update later on, but tomorrow, 7 p.m. on my Instagram page and on our Vanilla Ink Facebook page, I will post first week's Connect. Okay, so it will be going live round about then. All right, so keep an eye on that, and when I've posted, going to let me know what you think of the project, what you think, and see how things are going, because these are the first weeks of these, so it's it's a learning curve for us and how we do these. So if all criticism, advice, hints and tips are welcome to us as well, because this is all new to us. This is a whole new brand new thing, a whole new way of us staying connected to you. So we're learning on our feet as well. All right, so goodbye. I'll see you next week. Well, I said this last week as well. I won't. I'll see you tonight for the daily update, probably. I'm sure Amy will be back. She's desperate. Johnny was moving Muriel. Johnny, you alright up there? Fuck off. Think he's awake. Alrighty. Right, so as far as Incapacitated is, we will see you next week where we'll do a bit of saw piercing. So we're going to start off with something really gentle. Don't worry, I'm not going to get you to do a bloody mandala. We'll progress to that. So we'll do this in stages. So please post your pics, and please go away and progress with this, and then keep the first one. So if you were shite, keep your first one and see the progression. All right, and that's what being incapacitated is all about. So that's the best hour you've had all week. Well, that's kind of you to say so, So all we want you to do is stay safe, keep well, and be kind. All right, see you later, guys. Bye.